Hello, everyone. It's your good friend Sean, and I'm here to teach you all about the change technique known as reframing. And now the point of reframing is, as I've said here, it's gaining a more positive viewpoint one step at a time. Now, before we begin with the actual training video, I thought it would be nice to show a comic about reframing that I found to be particularly fun. You see a gentleman here who's on the edge of a cliff and he's swearing and he's worried about falling, the dark abyss, and about the cliff itself. He currently has a very bad framing of the situation. But then you look at the second panel and it's much better. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about buying Spotify. Instead of a precipice of defeat, it's a comfortable place for his hand. Instead of a dark abyss, ooh, spooky, right? It's a more understandable, it's nice and breezy. Now, if you're on the edge of the cliff, I'm not sure if it's the best idea to be thinking about how nice the breeze feels. But the point is that situations can be reframed and rethought of in a way that is more suitable to, going forward, especially in a client-helper relationship where a helper can help the client reframe and get a better perspective. Now, the textbook describes reframing as a change technique that helps the client change perspective about a situation. It is the art of seeing it from a more positive and constructive viewpoint. It's important to remember when it comes to reframing that there is no such thing as an unsolvable problem. Self-destructive perspectives and attitudes in a client can hamper a helper's ability to properly assess a situation and offer the best help. Now, I consider framing to be a three-step program, and that's how it is in the book, right? First, you use a non-judgmental listening cycle to fully understand the problem. You ask your questions, you reflect their feelings, you reflect their meaning, right? You get a full understanding and grasp of the problem, right? And from there, you can build onto a new viewpoint that either that's better at understanding the situation, or it's a framing that is better at tackling the problem, right? Looking at the positives, looking at how solvable it is. And then finally, as a necessary step, you gotta reinforce the bridge. Once you're in a framing, when you're framing things a certain way, right? If you have a certain mindset, it's not gonna be super easy to currently jump between mindsets, right? You gotta reinforce it. This could take multiple sessions. Reframing is understanding a client's situation, presenting it in a way that stresses the positive aspects of the problem or represents it as solvable. And then you reinforce that presentation over time, right? And a tip here is to make sure that you fully understand the client's current perspective before any attempt at framing. Framing based on incorrect understanding will probably not stick, right? Now, I'm sure in class when we actually go over framing, right, there's going to be, better techniques on how to reframe, right? But one thing that I really consider to be important, and how do I go back on this? Oh, there we go. So now, one thing that I found very useful in talking about reframing is the word yet, right? Yet is a very powerful word. And with one word, you could add a sense of temporality to any given problem, right? I can't do this into I can't do this yet, right? I'm not smart. I don't know how to do my homework. I don't understand the problem. I don't understand it, or I don't understand it yet. I'm too slow. I'm not fast enough. My time is super low, or I'm super slow now, right? And I can't run fast enough yet. It's one single word that could really help to reframe things and add a sense of temporality to it. Now we can practice, right? Now I got 3 practice examples, right? And I want you to take these examples and try to reframe them in a better light. Think about how making it either more positive, making it a problem that is not permanent or existential, but something that can be solved. For this works cited, I chose a very important picture for me, right? This picture was taken when I was on a trip to go on a hike up a mountain to see a beautiful sunrise over the Dead Sea, right? But when we actually got there were too many clouds. We couldn't see the sun, we couldn't see anything, we couldn't see the colors, it was a problem, right? I could have gotten to a very self-destructive framing of the situation. We wasted our time going on this hike. We won't be able to see it, right? It's not worth it, right? But a reframing of the situation is it's the sunrise isn't beautiful yet. And that's true. It wasn't beautiful yet. Eventually the sun did peer above the clouds, and it was more beautiful than if the clouds weren't there at all. The sun lit up the clouds, right, into these beautiful array of colors, and I could not have been happier that I was there and I had the framing that allowed me to stay and wait and see how permanent or temporary the problem was. You could always reframe a negative mindset into a more positive mindset. And that is what I wanted to teach you all today. So thank you so much for listening to my rambles, and I'll see you in class.